All right, we'll start off with Mr. Aguirre. You have an announcement other than a plea?
Yes, Your Honor. On number 36 on the pretrial docket, it's CR 20-09577H, State of Texas versus Carlos Benjamin Robles.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I was informed by the client's family that he is currently residing in the Nueces County Jail. And I would ask that his bonds be raised so he can start at least getting credit, and that maybe the sheriff's office can serve him with a warrant over there.
All right, Yuri, any objection?
No, Judge.
Okay, so has he made bond, Mr. Aguirre?
Not according to his mom.
Okay, so why would I need to raise it if he hasn't made it?
Well, you could NISA it or raise it. It's just either one. He's not here. He's not here, but it's not his choice.
I guess if he doesn't make bond, if he hasn't made bond, he's getting credit. I don't have a PR bond. I don't think I need to raise it. I think I might need to call an eyesight so that whenever he disposes of it over there, he can get, detained and then brought over. And
either way.
Okay.
Same effect.
Yeah. What says the state?
Your request, judgment NISA be granted, keep issued in bonds forfeited to the state of Texas.
Judgment NISA shall be granted. Keep this issue bond forfeited to the state for the arrest of the defendant Carlos Robles, who is in custody out of county. As soon as he gets picked up and brought over, we'll take care of him.
Thank you, Judge.
Is that all you have, Alex?
I'm covering for Hitesh. I had another jail case, Judge, but had a companion felony pending. But I'm just covering a plea for Hitesh.
Okay, so it's a plea. All right, Mr. Almanza, who do you have?
Good morning, Your Honor. I have number 22 and 23 on the court's docket, CR-20-06299-H, Eduardo Avila Valdez.
All right, that's CR 20-06299H and CR 21-13-403H, Eduardo Avila Valdez.
Yes, Your Honor. There's a felony pending. He was arraigned on the felony on Tuesday, Your Honor. So he is able to get bonded out now. I talked to his wife yesterday. She's saying she's trying to come up with the bond for the felony. Mr. Puente is the felony attorney on that. He is trying to get a bond reduction. If she's unable to get the bond by tomorrow, he's gonna file for a bond reduction hearing in the felony case.
All right, so then let me give it a quick reset, maybe a week or two down the road to make sure that he's either out or still in, and then we can work accordingly. Let's can we shoot for March the 8th?
Yes, Your Honor, that works perfect. I'm hoping he's out by then. Your Honor, I did want to also ask the state on on the conditions for the bond for these cases. It was a drug patch and AEP, but due to the felony bond that he's going to have to make, I was hoping that the state would consider removing the AEP as a requirement so he can get back to work. But like I said, it's something we can talk at the March hearing. I don't think it'd be.
Yeah,
maybe
AIP doesn't prevent him from working, so that shouldn't be an issue. But yeah, we can discuss it because he'll be under home confinement, but he's allowed to leave for work purposes as long as he provides a work schedule.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to make sure that, Your Honor.
Yeah, no problem. We'll talk about it on March the 8th, if not sooner. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Anything else?
No, Your Honor. I have no further cases with the court. May I be excused?
Excused. Thank you. All right. Do we have anyone else who has an announcement? Victim testimony? Yuri, do we have victim testimony on someone?
We do, Judge. It's going to be on 29 and 30.
Number 29 and 30, victim testimony. Jose Antonio Moran, CR 21-14-328H and CR 21-14-327H, State of Texas versus Jose Antonio Moran III.
Good morning, Judge. I'm still waiting for my client to get to the office along with the victim. They said that they're on their way. I would just ask the court to recall this.
Okay, let me go ahead and take the pleas, and we can do this after the pleas are done, and we'll see where they're at, where you all are at after we take care of our pleas. That'll take about 20 minutes.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, anyone else with announcements other than pleas? Okay, I guess I only see Mr. Cavazos. Do we have anyone? Oh, and Hitesh, right? Give me 1 second. Okay, let me go ahead and take up the announcements on the pleas. Mr. Cavazos, who do you have?
Morning, Judge. Jaime Costas here, number 25, Adrian Gomez, Judge. He is going to need the services of an interpreter.
Adrian Gomez, number 25. Perfect. Okay. And Mr. Munoz, George, you're on mute there here at the office, but do you have Angel Garcia?
I do, Judge. He's present. I think he's on the Zoom, Judge, ready for a plea.
Okay. Angel Garcia. Let me see. Angel Garcia. Angel Garcia, can you turn on your camera and let me test your microphone, please?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. I got you. And then I have Adrian Gomez.
Judge, I apologize, Judge. I also had number 27.
27 and 28, correct?
Yes, 27 and 28. Yes, Judge. Johnny Isla.
Johnny Islas. Perfect. Is Johnny Islas present?
Yes, Your Honor, he is.
Where is Mr.
I'm here, Judge.
Oh, I see you there. I'm sorry. Kind of blended in. Got you. All right, we've got 3 defendants. How about Rogelio Salazar? Mr. Salazar. Represents Rogelio Salazar. Mr. Salazar, have you spoken to your attorney?
Yeah, I'm actually on the phone right now with his secretary.
Okay.
She's telling me that somebody else is covering for him. Rick Salinas isn't on right now. Abiel Flores. Yeah.
Let me do this. Let me just go ahead and let them know that I'm going to reset your case.
Okay.
I'm gonna reset all 3 cases. Okay. I'm going to give them 2 weeks so that they can.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
I'm going to reset your case for March the 8th at 2 o'clock.
March the 8th.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I'll go ahead and let them know, sir.
Is this 32, 33, and 34?
Yes.
Can we just arraign him on 32 and 33?
The problem is Rick Salinas is not here.
Okay.
Let me just reset everything to March 8th.
Okay.
March 8th. No, Abiel Flores isn't on. So the judge is going to go ahead and reset for March the 8th at 2 o'clock.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Salazar.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. And Alex, who were you covering? You were covering for Hitesh on a case, right?
Yes, Your Honor. Number 15, Arnulfo Rios is in custody.
Arnulfo Rios, got it. All right. I think that's everybody. Am I missing anyone? Is anybody supposed to be a plea that Yuri, that I'm not catching, that maybe somebody can stand in, we can try to expedite it, because otherwise I have 4 pleas and that's it.
Angel Garcia, Jaime Cavazos, Tanya Ramirez, Judge, on Audrey Nicole Rodriguez, but I don't know if she's on. Number 31.
31. Yeah, Audrey Nicole Rodriguez is not on. We can talk about resetting that one later. We'll try to reach out to Miss Ramirez, but she's in campaign mode, so
I think this is the second time we reset it.
we'll reach out to her. I'm sure she's not. I mean, again, they're in campaign mode, so we'll work accordingly. Okay, Jaime Garcia, number 26.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Jaime Roel Garcia, do you have Jaime Jesus Gonzalez?
That is correct, Your Honor. He is not present. We have a plea recommendation from the state. He was supposed to take a one drug class. I have not had contact with him. I've not been able to contact him.
Okay. I know I had already previously given you a continuance, so what says the state on this case?
State request has been nice to be granted KP's issued and bonds forfeited to the state of Texas.
Granted KP's issue bond forfeited to the state for the arrest of Jaime Jesus Gonzalez. Mr. Garcia, if he reaches out to you or you make contact with him, bring him in on any Tuesday or Thursday, we're available.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best.
All right, thank you so much. You're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Del Bosque, who do you have?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm here on number 3 through 9.
All right, CR 21-13-218H. And then the rest of them, all the way to number 9, Juan Manuel Morales.
Yes, Your Honor. On this particular case, I have received a recommendation, and I did relay that to my client yesterday. And he's gone ahead and given me the approval or the authorization to approve that. Basically, what it would be probation with the, SATF. The only thing that I need to discuss with the state is which cases we would be proceeding on. I'm hoping that since there's so many that possibly a couple of them may be dismissed. I have not discussed that with the state yet, though.
Okay, I can give you till Tuesday or next Thursday to discuss with the state, whatever you prefer.
Sure, next Thursday would be great. Judge, what day is that?
Thursday is the 24th,
Okay, so 2/24 at what time?
2 o'clock.
Very well, Your Honor.
Okay. So
That's all I have.
thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
May I be
So,
excused?
yes, Juan Manuel Morales reset for 2/24.
Thank you.
You're
Have a
welcome.
good day.
You
Bye-bye.
too. All right. So that puts us now, I think, with the only remaining cases that we have here.
Judge, number 1 and number 2, those are also Tanya Ramirez's cases, but your notes indicate the defendant must be present today.
Oh, yeah, there's a felony present, so we reset those.
Okay.
All right. So let's move on, and our pleas will be Arnulfo Rios. Mr. Rios, you're going to be the first one to answer all my questions, okay? So listen carefully. You're going to answer all the questions first, followed by Angel Garcia. I believe Angel Garcia is Spanish speaker. Is that correct, George?
He speaks English, Judge.
Okay. And then Adrian Gomez. I believe Mr. Gomez speaks Spanish.
Judge, yes, but I believe he dropped off. I don't see him on the screen.
Adrian Gomez.
I just text him again.
Yes, I don't see him.
He was on the screen, Judge, and
Okay. You want me to give you another minute or two? If not, I can reset it for Tuesday already. He's not in custody. I can reset it for Tuesday.
yeah, but I just texted him. He was on, so I think he just got kicked out.
Yeah, we'll give him a couple minutes. Let's just.
I don't know if he's trying to sign in or not, or if y'all can see that.
No one's trying to, I mean, there's nobody in the waiting room because I personally let them in myself, so.
Okay. Yeah, he says he's logging in, Judge, but it's at the convenience of the court. I apologize, Judge.
No, if you're communicating with him, we'll give him a couple minutes.
I know he has somebody that helps him with the,
There we go. He's logging on. You will need the services of an interpreter, correct, Mr. Cava?
yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Carlos, will you check his microphone, please?
Adrián Gómez, ¿sí me escucha? Si puede encender su micrófono, por favor.
Sí.
Y quítese la gorra. Yes.
Perfect. Okay, Mr. Gomez, get ready to answer all my questions when I call out your name, okay?
Prepárese para contestar todas mis preguntas ahorita que llame su nombre, ¿ok?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead and have all of you please raise your right hand.
Hola, su mano derecha.
Judge, did you mention Johnny already?
Johnny Islas? Yes, Johnny Islas, you'll be the last one to answer all my questions, okay? So where is Mr. Islas? Mr. Islas, you're going to be the last one to answer all my questions, okay? So raise your right hand, and also Mr. Rios, raise your right hand. All right, Mr. Islas, can I have you raise your right hand?
Vamos a mano derecha.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I'm going to start with Arnulfo Rios. Can you speak up, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Angel Garcia.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Adrian Gomez.
Adrián Gómez, jure que el testimonio que va a dar esta tarde va a ser la verdad y solamente la verdad, señor.
Sí.
Yes.
And Johnny Albert Islas. Thank you. You all may lower your hands. We're here in CR 22-01-033H of Arnulfo Rios. Sir, is that your true and correct name?
Yes, sir. Yes, it is.
Mr. Rios, you may lower your hand. Thank you so much. Mr. Rios, you're here before the court charged with the offense of public intoxication with 3 prior convictions. That is a Class B misdemeanor. In just a minute, I'll explain to you the range of punishment for a Class B misdemeanor. In CR 21-09-353H, State of Texas versus Angel Garcia. Sir, is that your true and correct name?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Garcia, you're here before the court charged with the offense of driving while intoxicated with a BAC greater than a .15. That is a Class A misdemeanor. And in just a minute, I'll explain to you the range of punishment for a Class A misdemeanor. In CR 21-11-055H, State of Texas versus Adrian Gomez. Sir, is that your true and correct name?
Adrián Gómez, ¿es su nombre correcto y verdadero?
Adrián Gómez Tenorio.
Adrián Gómez Tenorio.
What is your father's last name?
¿Qué es el apellido de tu papá?
Gómez.
Gómez.
Mr. Gomez, because your father's because you carry, or because the docket refers to you as Adrian Gomez, is because in the United States we use our father's last name as identifier. So I'm going to refer to you as Adrian Gomez.
Señor Gómez, como el papeleo indica que tu apellido es Gómez, como es el apellido de tu papá, y en Estados Unidos usamos el apellido de nuestro papá como identificador. So me voy a referir a usted como Adrián Gómez.
Sí.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Gomez, you're here before the court charged with the offense of driving while intoxicated with a BAC greater than a .15. That is a Class A misdemeanor. In just a minute, I'll explain to you the range of punishment for a Class A misdemeanor.
Señor Gómez, usted se encuentra ante la corte porque es acusado de una ofensa de manejando intoxicado que sopló más de un .15 y se considera un delito menor clase A. Ahorita le explico lo máximo de castigo que usted puede recibir por este delito menor.
Sí.
CR 21-07-228H, State of Texas versus Johnny Albert Islas. Sir, is that your true and correct name?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Islas, you're here before the court charged with the offense of driving while intoxicated with a, driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor. I need to advise you, Mr. Islas, as well as Mr. Rios, that Class B misdemeanors carry a potential penalty of up to 6 months in the Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand the range of punishment you could receive for a Class B misdemeanor, Mr. Rios?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Islas?
Yes.
Mr. Angel Garcia and Mr. Adrian Gomez, Class A misdemeanors, carry a potential penalty of up to 1 year in the Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine upon conviction. Do you both understand the range of punishment you could receive for a Class A misdemeanor? I'll start with Angel Garcia
Yes, Your Honor.
and Mr. Adrian Gomez.
Señor Gómez, como usted es acusado con un delito menor clase A, tengo que avisarle que con esta ofensa lo máximo de castigo que usted para recibir es hasta 1 año de cárcel del condado, una multa de $4,000 o las dos cosas y ha sido encontrado culpable. ¿Sí entiende lo máximo de castigo que puede recibir por esta ofensa?
Sí.
Yes.
All of you have the right to an attorney and the right to a trial by jury, but you can waive one or both of those rights by signing a document. Did each of you have an opportunity to review a document with your attorney before you signed it? I'll start with Mr. Rios. Did you have an opportunity to review a document with your attorney before signing it?
Yes, sir. He said time served, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. How about you, Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
How about you, Mr. Gomez?
Señor Gómez, entiende que usted tiene el derecho de tener un abogado presente con usted, el derecho de presentar tu caso en tu jurado. Puedes renunciar uno o los dos derechos firmando ciertos documentos. ¿Tuvo la oportunidad de revisar esos documentos con su abogado antes de que los firmaras?
Sí.
Yes.
How about you, Mr. Johnny Albert Islas? Mr. Islas?
Yes.
Thank you. Did each of you understand that when you were signing those documents, that you were waiving your right to a trial by jury? Did you understand you were waiving your right to a trial by jury when you signed those documents, Mr. Rios?
Yes, Your Honor, I sure did.
Thank you. Mr. Angel Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Adrian Gomez?
Señor Gómez, ¿entiendes que cuando firmaste esos documentos estaba renunciando a su derecho de presentar tu caso en tu jurado? ¿Sí entendiste?
Sí.
Yes.
And Johnny Albert Islas?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court's going to go ahead and accept your waiver of trial by jury. Has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane? Mr. Rios?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Garcia?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Gomez?
Señor Gómez, ¿alguna corte alguna vez lo ha declarado mentalmente incompetente o que diga que está loco?
No.
No.
How about you, Mr. Islas?
No, Your Honor.
Counsel, in speaking with your clients, do you find them to be mentally competent, able to assist? And Mr. Aguirre, you're standing in for Mr. Shigani, correct?
Yes, Your Honor. I spoke with Mr. Chugani today at noon about this case, and he assures me the defendant is competent.
All right, Mr. Munoz, on behalf of your client,
Mr. Garcia is competent, Judge.
and Mr. Cavazos, on behalf of both of your clients.
Mr. Gomez is competent, Your Honor, and Mr. Islas is competent.
Court's going to go ahead and make a finding that both clients, or all clients before the court, are all mentally competent, able to assist their attorneys in their own defense. Do you each understand that if the punishment that I assess, if that punishment does not exceed what is recommended by the state, you will need this court's permission if you decide to file an appeal? Do you understand that, Mr. Rios?
Yes, Your Honor, I sure do.
Thank you. Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Gomez?
Señor Gómez, ¿entiendes el castigo que le doy si no sobrepasa lo que está recomendando el fiscal? Si usted decide apelar este caso, necesitas pedir permiso a esta corte primero. ¿Sí entiendes?
Sí.
Yes.
How about you, Mr. Islas?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you all further understand that the court does not have to accept the recommendation that you, your attorney, and the state have reached? Do you understand that, Mr. Rios?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry, I was paying attention. He was moving the keyboard.
That's okay. All right. How about you, Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Gomez?
Señor Gómez, ¿entiendes que la corte no tiene que aceptar esta recomendación del fiscal? ¿Entiendes?
Sí.
Yes.
How about you, Mr. Islas?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. At this time, I must ask each of you, are you U.S. citizens? I'll start with Mr. Arnulfo Rios.
Understood. Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Thank you. Angel Garcia. Angel Garcia, are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Adrian Gomez, are you a U.S. citizen?
Adrián Gómez, ¿eres ciudadano americano?
No, mexicano.
No, Mexican.
How about you, Mr. Johnny Albert Islas?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Adrian Gomez, because you're not a U.S. citizen, your plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to this country, or the denial of naturalization under U.S. federal law. Do you understand those immigration consequences, Mr. Gomez?
Señor Gómez, por la razón que no eres ciudadano americano, al declararte culpable o no lo contendré, pudiera resultar en tu deportación, negar la entrada a este país o le pudiera afectar la aplicación para ciudadanía. ¿Sí entiendes las consecuencias que pudiera pasar con la inmigración?
Sí.
Yes.
Knowing and understanding those immigration consequences, Mr. Gomez, you still wish to go forward here today?
Señor Gómez, sabiendo esas consecuencias que pudiera pasar con la inmigración, ¿sigue siendo su deseo de proceder con su caso aquí hoy?
Sí.
Yes.
To Mr. Rios, to the offense of public intoxication with 3 prior convictions, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Oh, I said yes, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily, sir?
Yes, Your Honor, I sure am.
Thank you. Mr. Angel Garcia, to the offense of driving while intoxicated with a BAC greater than a .15, a Class A misdemeanor, sir. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Oh, and are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily, Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Gomez, to the offense of driving while intoxicated With a BAC greater than a .15, a Class A misdemeanor, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Adrián Gómez a la ofensa de manejar intoxicado, que es por lo más un punto 15. Es un delito menor clase A. A esta ofensa, ¿usted cómo se declara? ¿Culpable o no culpable?
Culpable.
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Y se está declarando culpable voluntariamente, señor. ¿Se está
Sí.
declarando culpable voluntariamente?
Sí.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Johnny Albert Islas to the offense of driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, sir.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily, sir?
Freely. Yeah.
Court's going to go ahead and accept all pleas as being freely and voluntarily given. I'll call for state's evidence at this time.
It offers plea documents and office reports as States Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal as States 2, waiver of Article 39.14 as States 3, waiver of risk and needs assessment as States 4. State also requests that defense counsel stipulate the venue and jurisdiction, and further stipulate that all evidence that has been e-filed is sufficient to corroborate the guilty plea.
Any objections? I'll start with Mr. Aguirre.
No objections, Your Honor, so stipulated.
Mr. Munoz,
No objection, Judge, so stipulated.
and Mr. Cavazos.
No objections, Your Honor, and so stipulated as per Mr. Gomez and Mr. Islas.
There being no objection, state's exhibits are all hereby admitted in CR 22-01-033H. State of Texas versus Arnulfo Rios. It is a judgment of the court that you're guilty as charged. What is the recommendation?
The recommendation is a $100 fine, court cost, and 16 days credit for 16.
It is 0 fine, 0 court cost, 16 days credit for 16 days time served. All right, good luck to you, sir. Mr. Rios, you are excused.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, you may. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, in CR 21-09-353H, State of Texas versus Angel Garcia. It is a judgment of the court that you're guilty as charged. What is the recommendation?
The recommendation is a $100 fine, court cost, 365 days, Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 9 months, alcohol classes, 90 days license suspension, 5 months mobile monitoring, MAD impact panel, and open restitution.
All right, questions or requests on behalf of your client, Mr. Munoz?
Judge, any consideration on the fine and court costs, at least some time to pay, also the license, Judge, for it to run concurrent with the administrative?
Right, the court will go ahead and give him 90 days in which to pay the fine, 90 days in which to pay the court cost. I'm going to run the 90-day Texas driver's license suspension concurrent with the administrative suspension. I believe this is an open restitution case, so we will give the date of 3/8, March 8th at 9:30 as a date for the restitution.
Perfect.
All right, and we do need a phone number from your client. Mr. Garcia, can I get a phone number?
Yes, 956-359-1827.
Thank you. Our probation and intake department will be calling in about 5 business days.
Yes.
All right.
That's all I have. May I be excused, Judge?
Both of y'all are excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, in CR 21-11-055H, Adrian Gomez, it is a judgment of the court that you're guilty as charged. What is the recommendation?
The recommendation is a $500 fine, court costs, 365 days, Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 10 months, alcohol classes, 5 months of mobile monitoring, defensive driving, 90-day suspension, and 30 community service hours.
Questions or requests on behalf of your client?
Yes, Judge, I'm not sure if he is one of those clients that have no violations, Judge, as far as for the fine. And then any consideration on the community service hours, Judge?
All right, is Mr. Gomez, is he working? Let's start off with that. Is Mr. Gomez employed?
Yes, he's been working, but I believe he's working jobs.
Let me go ahead. Since he is employed, I'll waive his CSR hours. Since there's been no violations, I'm going to waive his fine and his court costs. So those fine and court costs will be waived. That's about, I don't know, close to $900 I'm waiving. Okay. You want to let him know, Carlos, that we're waiving that because there was no violations on his mobile device.
So give him the judgment?
Yes, it's a 0 fine, 0 court cost, 365 suspended over 10 months. Alcohol classes, yeah.
Que señor Gómez, la corte lo va a encontrar culpable de esta ofensa. Lo que estaba recomendando el fiscal eran $500 de multa, los costos de corte, 10 meses de libertad condicional, que atienda clases de alcohol, 5 meses que tenga el aparato móvil de alcohol que tome clases de manejo defensivas y suspenda la licencia por 90 días y 30 horas de servicio a la comunidad. Lo que hace el juez, como ha estado portándose bien con el aparato móvil, no le va a cobrar la multa ni los costos de cortes, o se está ahorrando como $900 ahí. Le va a quitar las horas de servicio a comunidad, como está trabajando tiempo completo. Necesitamos un número de teléfono por usted, señor.
Sí.
Su número de teléfono.
739 4932.
Es área 956.
Sí.
956-739-4932.
Thank you. Just let him know that the intake unit will call in about 5 business days.
Gracias. Alguien de la oficina de probation se lo va a llamar en estos próximos 5 días, señor.
Bueno.
All right, one last thing, I'm gonna run the 90-day Texas driver license suspension concurrent with the administrative suspension.
Una última cosa, su suspensión de licencia que estaba pidiendo el fiscal se lo va a correr junto con la suspensión que ya tuvo con el Estado.
No tengo licencia.
I don't have a license.
Okay, then that's a moot issue. Thank you, sir.
Gracias, señor. Para tirar.
Ahora sí.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, in CR 2107-228H, State of Texas versus Johnny Albert Islas, it is a judgment of the court that you're guilty as charged. What is the recommendation?
The recommendation is a $250 fine, court costs, 180 days, Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 1 year, alcohol classes, 90-day suspension, 6 months mobile monitoring, open restitution, and a MAD impact panel.
All right, this is another case where no violations were present during the bond modification. So as such, the court's gonna go ahead and waive the fine, waive the court cost. And I'm gonna run the 90-day Texas driver license suspension. I'm gonna run that CC concurrent with the administrative suspension. The restitution date is March the 8th at 9:30. I don't believe there's any community service hours in this case. Any other questions or requests, Mr. Cavazos?
I might have missed it, but in agreement with the plea, he is getting
The dismissal of CR 2107-227H.
dismissed.
Yes,
It'll be dismissed.
yep, that'll be the judgment of the court,
So March 8th at what time, Your Honor?
9:30.
And do I continue as his attorney appointment?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Judge.
All right, Mr. Islas, we do need a phone number from you, please.
956-903-5642.
Thank you. Our intake department will contact you in about 5 business days.
Thank you, Judge. That's all I have.
All right, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. All right, Ms. Cerda, I see you there. Or at least I see you. Can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor, I apologize. I am not on the docket today, but I'm here for Miss Tanya Ramirez. She had an emergency and asked me if I could fill in and ask for a reset on her case or the 2 cases that she has on the docket today.
Yes, so I see that she's got Alejandro Guerra. Those are jail cases. I believe there's a felony present on that one, correct?
I believe so, Your Honor.
We reset those to March the 8th, 2022 at 2 o'clock. March 8th, 2022 at 2 for Mr. Alejandro Guerra while we wait for his felonies. And then I know she's got number 31, CR 2104-559H, Audrey Nicole Rodriguez. My understanding is that one, the state has dismissed the charges. I think it may have been dismissed as part of some other case. Oh, was it already? Oh, okay. And we already played it out? Got it. Okay. It's already been taken care of. So taken care of. Okay. So
Okay, no
we're
problem.
good.
All right, thank you so much, Your Honor. I really appreciate it. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Ms. Montes, we are back. And is your client ready to give on put on some testimony?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Islas, you are excused. All right, Ms. Montes, your client's name or the name of the victim?
The name of the victim is Katia Barajas, Judge.
Katia Barajas.
And I represent Mr. Moran.
All right, and is that Ms. Barajas that's sitting next to you?
Yes, Judge, and my client is here as well.
Okay, Ms. Barajas, do you speak English?
Yes, I do.
Perfect. Thank you. Can I have you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, Mr. Heller, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Please state your full name for the record.
Katia Noemi Barajas.
And what is your relationship to the defendant?
Well, we recently got engaged,
How long have you been together?
2 years,
How long have you been engaged?
or 2 months.
And do you live in the same house?
We do now.
Can you please tell me what happened on the date of the offense?
Okay. So that day, we had both been drinking. And so I get a call from the McAllen PD that my son has been incarcerated. So I get really stressful and I just wanted somebody to talk to, but Mr. Moran was asleep, so I go wake him up. I just wanted him out of there. I didn't know who to talk to. And he wouldn't leave, so I needed somebody just to get him out. So when I tried calling 911, just somebody to get him out, we were forcing with the phone. And it kind of hit me and I just wanted him out. I was like stressing because I suffer from anxiety. So the police department showed up and they saw a little bruise. And I just told them I guess that I want to press charges, which there was something stupid that I did.
Okay. Has there been a history of violence between you and him?
No, never. We get along just fine.
Are you concerned about any future violent acts?
No, sir.
And you filled out an affidavit of non-prosecution at the DA's office?
What was that, sir? Can you read that?
Did you fill out an affidavit at the DA's office?
I did.
And you filled it out of your own free will?
Yes, I did.
Nobody threatened you or promised you anything to sign it?
Nobody, I did it on my will.
And you want to drop the charges against the defendant? Ma'am?
Yes.
You want to drop the charges against the defendant?
Yes, I do.
And you understand that by dropping the charges, they can't be reopened or refiled in the future?
Yes, sir.
But you do understand that if something else happens in the future, you can open a new case?
Yes, sir.
Ask the witness.
All right, Ms. Montes, any questions?
No questions.
All right, based on that, what is the announcement from the state?
Judge, given that the defendant has completed anger management and alcohol classes, and that there's an AMPM, we have testimony, we'll be dismissing this both cases.
All right, at the request of the District Attorney's Office, both cases are hereby dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused?
Both you and your client and the victim are all dismissed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, both cases got dismissed. All right, the Sheriff's Office or Sheriff Charlie section, do we have anybody there that we still need to make an announcement for?
Yes, Judge, we have Rubalcaba Jaime.
Jaime Rubalcaba? March 24th, reset March 24th at 2.
And we have Moreno Carlos.
14.
He's got felonies pending.
Yep, reset March 8th.
Thank you, Judge. That's all, Judge.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Judge. Have a nice day.
You too.
Judge, I don't think Mr. Aguirre made any announcement on 10 through 13, but they have a felony pending.
Yes, I want to reset for 224.
Yeah.
All right, that takes care of our docket. Let me